Number 52. On selling an article for 123.40, the gain is 20% more than the amount of loss incurred on selling it at 108. If the article is sold for 120.75, then what is the gain or loss percentage? So how will you solve it? Look at it carefully, that when the object or the article is sold at 108, then it's a loss, and when it's sold at 123.40, it's a profit. So CP is in the middle. It's the loss and it's the profit. What's the difference between this? The amount is 15.4, right? The amount is 15.4, and in the question it said that the gain is 20% more. So 20% more. What does 20%? What does 20% mean? It's 1 by 5. So 5 is the CP, 1 is the profit. So SP is, what's the SB? SP is 6. So if CP is, assume CP is 1, then there is a gap of 6 here and there is a gap of 5 here, right? It's minus 5, it's plus 6 because it's a profit and it's a loss. So what's the difference? The difference is 11. And what is 11 means? 11 equivalent to 15.4 in the question. 15.4, clear? So it's 1 equivalent to then 1.4 and 5 equivalent will be 7. So this is the value, this 5 is actually 7. So the CP will be 108 plus 7. 108 plus 7 is 115. Clear? And in the question it said that if the article is sold at 120.75, SP2 is 120.75. CP is what? 115. So what's the profit? What's the profit? In the second case, profit 2, we can say it profit 2. It's 5.75. 120.75 minus 115 is the profit, right? This means it's a profit. So what's the profit percentage? Profit percentage here is 5.75 upon 115 because it's a profit on 115 CP into 100. So it's clearly 5%. It's clearly 5%. 5% is the answer. Clear? So gain of 5% will be the correct answer. So if I want to recapitulate it, then it would be said that the CP is 1. So it's a 20% profit. So it's 1 by 5 means CP is 5 and SP is 6. So it's a gap of 6 here in the profit side. At the loss side, it's a 5 gap. So total gap is 11. Total is 11. Right? This 11 is equivalent to the actual gap of the rupees means 15.4. So 1 equals to 1.4 and 5 equals to 7. So this 5 means 7. So the CP will be, actual CP is 115. So what is the profit in the second case? It's a profit of 5.75, 5.75 upon 1.115. So profit is 5%. Clear? If you still have any question, then you can ask. Moving to the next one. The next is the mark price of an article is 40% above the cost price. If the selling price is 73.5 of the mark price, then the profit percentage is. This is a question of SSC CGL 2 2020. It's a question. The question is simple. Okay. How will you solve it? Let CP be 100, right? Then what would be the MP? 140, 40% above the CP. It said that 40% of the CP, right? So what will be the SP now? It said that SP is 73.5%, means 147 by 2% of mark price. So it's mark price into 147 by 2 into 1 by 100. Clear? So what is it? 70, 0 is 0 gone. So it's 102.9. Clear? So it's a clear profit of 2.9%. 100 is the CP, 102.9 is the SP. So what's the profit? 2.9%. Option 3. 53 is option C. Option C, not 3, but option C. Okay. So moving to the next one. Number 54, on selling 38 balls at rupees 2240, there is a loss equal to the cost price of 6 balls. Sorry. The cost price of a ball is equal to, okay. So how will you do it? 38 balls is equals to selling 38 balls at 2240. There is a loss equal to the cost price of 6 balls. So what do we know? Loss is equals to cost price minus selling price, right? So here the loss is 6 into CP because he is getting a loss of 6 balls. So 6 into CP is equals to 38 CP minus 38 SP, right? So it's 32 CP is equals to 38 SP. What does this 38 SP resembles? It's 2240. So 32 CP is equals to 2240. Right. So CP is equals to then it's 70. So CP is 70. Clear? It's a very simple one. Look, there is a, what has it said? There is a loss equal to the CP of 6 balls. So 6 CP is equals to 38 balls. So 38 CP minus 38 SP. 32 CP is equals to 38 SP. Then 38 SP, what is the value of 38 SP? 2240. So 38 SP is 2240. So 32 CP is equals to 240. CP is equals to 70. Clear? So moving to the next one. A man sells 2 articles at 9975. He gains 5% on one article, 5% on losses, 5% on the other. Find his overall gain and loss. So it's 9975 is the SP of each article. So SP into 100 by 95 is the CP of one article, and another should be 9975 into 100 by 105. So this is 95. Clear? So it's 9500 and this should be 105 10500. So total CP is 20,000, whereas total SP will be 9975 into 2, it's 19950. So is it loss or a gain? It's a loss. This is SP, total SP, this is total CP. So it's a loss of 50 rupees. So it's a loss of rupees 50. Option B will be the correct answer. 55, option B. Clear? So moving to the next one. Number 56, a man bought an article and sold it at a gain of 10%. If he had bought the article at 20% less and sold it for 1000 more, he would have got a profit of 40%, the cost price of the article. So how will do it? Firstly, what said that sold at a gain of 10%. So 10%. So if CP is 100, SP is 110, 10% profit. In the next case, it said that if he had bought the article at 20% less, 20% less means 80, and get a profit of 40%. So 40% profit on 80 rupees is 112, 32 rupees profit. Clear? So what's the difference here? Difference is 2. What's given? Sold it for 1000 more. So these 2 is equivalent to 1000. So 1 is equivalent to 500. The question is the CP. So what's the CP? CP is 100 here we assumed. So 500 into 100 is 50,000. 50,000. Clear? So look at the problem again, that it's 100 and 10% profit, so 110. The next case is 20% less, so it's 80, and it's 30%. It gets sold at 40% profit, so 112, right? So what's the difference between these 2? And this 2 is equivalent to 1000. Why? Because it said that it sold for 1000 more. So 2 is equivalent to 1000, 1 is equivalent to 50, so 500. So the CP would be 50,000. Clear? So moving to the next one now. Next is if the selling price of 50 articles is equal to the cost price of 42 articles, then what's the approximate loss or profit percentage? So how will you solve it? It's a very easy process. It has a very easy process. Look at it. How? It said that SP of 50 articles, SP of 50 articles is equal to CP of how many? 42 articles. So clearly you can make a ratio from here. SP upon CP is equals to 42 upon 50. So SP is 42, CP is 50. So what is it? Is loss or gain? It's a loss. Loss of how many rupees? 8 rupees or unit, whatever you would say. So 8. So the question is the approximate loss or profit percentage. It will be a loss percentage 8 upon 50 into 100. It's a 16% loss. So option B will be the correct answer. Clear? So moving to the next one. Next is Suresh purchased a computer table for 9,000 and center table for 4,000. He sold the computer table with 8% profit. With what profit percentage should he sell the center table so that he gain a profit of 10%? So how will you do it? Uh, it's simple one because total is 13,000. Total is 13,000 and the profit on the whole transaction is 10%. So it's 10% means 1300 is the profit amount. And the first one, the computer table was sold at 8% profit, so the amount is 720. Amount of profit amount is 720. What's the rest now? 580. So 580 is the profit on the center table. Upon what? 4,000. So profit percentage, the question is the profit percentage of the second one. So profit percentage would be 580 upon 4,000 into 100. Simple. So how much is it? It's 14.5. Clear? 14.5 is the answer. So moving to the next one now. A person sold an article at a loss of 12%. Had he sold it at a gain of 10.5%, he would have got 112.5 more rupees. So what is the original selling price? We will solve it. First of all, it was low. It was sold at a loss of minus 12%, so it's minus 12, and then at 10.5% gain. So it's plus. So what is the difference between this? 22.5. In the question, 22.5 is equivalent to 112.5, right? So what is the value of 100? Value of 100 will be then this 112.5 into 100 by 22.5, right? So it is 500. Clear? This is 5 times. What is the question is what is the original selling price? The original selling price was at 12% loss, right? So we have to get the 80% value of, sorry, not 80 but 88%. It's 12%, not 20%. It's 12%, so 88%. So it is 440. 440 will be the answer. Option A. Clear? The question was what was the original selling price? So it was originally 12% loss in the when it was sold. So we had to multiply it with 88 upon 100. Right? Clear? So moving to the next one. By selling a pen for rupees 26, a man loses 1/14 of what it's cost. What it cost him? Okay, the cost price of the pen. It's a simple one. A man loses 1/14. 1/14 means 14 is the loses 1/14. So 1 is the loss, where 14 is the CP. So if 1 is the loss, then SP would be SP will be 13. The value of 13 is 26 here. 13 is equivalent to 26 here, right? So 1 equals to 2. So the question is the CP. So 14 will be 28. Clear? Moving to the next one now.